My name is Junko, and I'm currently a full-time housewife. While I'm at home, I mainly take care of my father-in-law, Takuro. It's warm today, isn't it, Dad?
Yeah,
I used to get along well with my late mother-in-law, so even though I had to quit my part-time job, I willingly accepted the responsibility of taking care of my father-in-law. However, as the years go by, his need for care has increased, and the burden has grown heavier. I made simmered vegetables using Mom's recipe. Do they taste good to you?
um,
But ever since my father-in-law lost his wife, he's been withdrawn. Hey, Daisuke, what do you think about your dad going to a daycare service? I figured if he interacted with more people outside the family, it might help lift his spirits a bit, so I suggested it to my husband, Daisuke.
are you serious? It's only natural for a wife to take care of her in-laws. It's wrong to rely on strangers for that.
It's not so much relying on you as it is needing your help. Since his condition worsened, he needs assistance, even with using the bathroom, and your dad feels really bad about it. Daisuke didn't agree with any of my suggestions, probably because he was too concerned about what others would think.
At work, they say you're such a kind daughter-in-law for taking care of him.
So you won't let me seek help from the government just to maintain your reputation at work? Still, maybe he's right, and it's wrong to depend on others. I started to carry this worry all by myself. Then one day, Sis, I came to visit. My little sister Reiko dropped by. Reiko, you're as energetic as ever. The only thing I've got going for me is my energy. I hadn't seen her in a while, so I decided to share my concern that I wanted to use daycare services, but Daisuke wouldn't allow it. Since she's a caregiver, I thought maybe she'd give me some professional advice. But her reaction was completely different from what I expected. Sis, isn't it a wife's duty to support her husband? You gotta keep up appearances. What? Besides, you couldn't have kids, so you should at least do the caregiving. Reiko was completely on Daisuke's side. Her harsh words really sting right now. The turning point came during our annual dinner with my husband's bosses.
Hey,
Every year, 4 company executives and their wives gather for a dinner at a different home. This year, it was our turn to host. Daisuke is a lower-level manager, so he's always desperate to win favor. The other day, I went to that cafe. There's a new bakery next to it. We should go there next time. I was on friendly terms with the wives of the bosses, almost like we were friends. Among them, Lisa, the wife of the senior executive, was someone I frequently consulted about caregiving. How's your father-in-law doing? Did he start going to daycare? Well, a few things came up, so he hasn't been able to go. What? Then it's still tough for you, isn't it? So I decided to say this. Yes, actually, Daisuke won't allow me to get help from professionals. I decided to come clean in front of everyone and tell Lisa everything about how Daisuke views caregiving.
well, they say caregiving is tough, don't they?
The bosses were clearly taken aback, but as for Daisuke,
Boss, I just want Junko to fulfill her duty as a wife.
he had no idea why everyone was reacting that way and just kept expressing his opinion.
She's a housewife, so isn't taking care of him at home only natural? She should be changing his diapers too. Even being a stay-at-home wife is still hard work, don't you think?
Exactly. They say caregiving is a job with no breaks.
She just stays at home every day, doing nothing but sleeping. She doesn't even have any hobbies. If anything, I think caregiving is a good way for her to pass the time.
You have no idea, but I do have hobbies. I only became a housewife to care for your father.
And she always cuts corners with cooking. Half of today's meal is store-bought, actually.
Could you not share unnecessary details?
It's tough, right? She's nothing like your wife's. So, at the very least, she should handle the caregiving. Your wife is also caring for someone at home, right? I wish Junko were the same.
With that comment, the atmosphere at the dinner took a sudden nosedive.
Wait, what's wrong with everyone?
It's no surprise. Lisa, I'm sorry. He doesn't know anything.
I'm shocked. I can't believe those words came out of his mouth, even if he's ignorant. Right, honey?
Yeah. What? What's wrong, sir?
My mother-in-law moved into a nursing home. So does that mean I'm not fulfilling my duties as a wife?
Wait, your mother moved into a nursing home?
And changing diapers isn't just hard on the caregiver. It's tough on the person being cared for, too.
Daisuke's face turned paler by the second.
Maybe relying on professionals, at least during the day, would make things easier for both of you.
That's why Lisa and her husband suggested the daycare services, right?
You really have no idea what it takes to be a caregiver, yet you say she's lazy and cutting corners?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. It was just a joke.
So it was just a joke when you said I was failing as a wife because I'm a housewife?
Well, I didn't know your family situation.
Your excuses are pathetic. This is what you really think, isn't it?
I'm so sorry.
If you're going to apologize, do it to Junko. She's the one suffering every day because of you.
And by the way, Daisuke, listen. Yes, sir. You were talking about the store-bought food. We suggested it to Junko because we understand how hard caregiving is. And we thought it would make things easier for her. What? When someone's busy with caregiving, there's no way they can cook elaborate meals. Are you even her husband? You really don't seem to understand how difficult things are for your wife, do you? Daisuke, you don't need to come to this gathering next year. That's right. Junko, you come alone. It'll be a nice break for you. I don't want to associate with a man who treats his wife like that. Not at work or in my personal life. That's too much. It's not fair.
And just like that, he lost the trust of the senior executive, the department head, and his manager.
Junko, if you ever get fed up with him, feel free to come over any time.
Thank you, Lisa.
Living with a husband like that must be suffocating. I don't know how you do it every day.
A few days later, maybe because his boss's words got to him, Daisuke finally allowed my father-in-law to use the daycare service. Take care, Dad.
Yes.
At first, my father-in-law wasn't too excited about it, but as he started attending the daycare, I noticed his mood brightening day by day.
I never thought I'd make friends at my age.
That's wonderful. He looks so happy. A change of environment really does make a difference.
Also, actually, I think I'm falling for someone.
What? That's amazing. Who is she? I've never seen Dad with such an expression before.
Well, she's a young caregiver, always full of energy, but she's got a bit of a strict side too.
I see. Young, energetic, and a little strict. Sounds like a caregiver just like Reiko. Come to think of it, she is a caregiver too. As my father-in-law continued going to daycare, his new crush made him even more cheerful. Meanwhile, Daisuke, ever since that dinner, started noticing that his bosses were treating him coldly.
Junko, you might not get it, but it's really hard to mend relationships with my bosses.
I see. Thank you for your hard work.
I even missed out on a promotion. It's all your fault, Junko, even though I didn't do anything wrong.
A promotion? Was that ever even on the table? Even if it was, this is your own doing.
You might act like this doesn't concern you, but you'll regret it soon enough. Just wait.
Sure, you should be the one bracing yourself for the day I hand you the divorce papers. Nothing he said scared me anymore. My love for him had long since faded, and beyond that, I had discovered a serious secret. Daisuke, you're the one who's going to regret this. I was just waiting for the perfect moment to reveal what I knew. And a few months later, that moment finally came. Hey sis, long time no see.
Junko, you won't believe this. Your sister's pregnant. I'm leaving you, so let's get divorced.
I see. Sorry sis, but he's so handsome. I just couldn't resist. I see. And before I knew it, I found out I was pregnant. Sis, you're so shocked you can't even speak?
You ruined my reputation, so just consider this payback and accept it, okay?
Payback?
Yeah, that's right. Being seen with a young, beautiful woman and a cute kid will look way better to people. And I wouldn't mind having another kid too.
I want to live in a house with a big yard.
Of course, I'll buy you one with my salary.
I see. Fine. Here are the divorce papers. You can take care of Dad from now on.
What? You're still going to keep taking care of him, right? You promised to take care of him. And now you're just going to give up halfway?
Wow, sis, that's so irresponsible.
Poor Dad, being stuck with half-hearted care. Maybe I just have bad luck with marriage. So you are going to do the caregiving, right?
This guy really has no idea, does he? Poor thing. That's impossible because Reiko is. Because she's your dad's girlfriend.
What?
Oh, wait, sis. What are you talking about? Don't just blurt out random stuff like that. I'm shocked, too. I had no idea she was Dad's caregiver at the daycare. Well, let me explain. Dad was so happy when he told me he confessed to her and showed me this picture.
Hold on. I don't understand.
He really fell for Reiko, his caregiver, and they started dating last month.
My dad was Reiko? That's impossible.
Yeah, it seems impossible, but it happened for a reason. Dad's been sending Reiko money pretty frequently lately.
So she's only dating him for his money?
This has to be some kind of mistake. Maybe it's just someone with the same name. As Reiko continued to deny it, the person I called finally arrived.
A mistake, huh?
Reiko's always been greedy. When I found out she was dating my father-in-law, I knew something was up, so I started digging. Takuro?
How dare you deceive me like that? No way.
I knew he didn't believe it at first, but he finally realized he was being scammed. Just as I suspected, Reiko had been conning him the whole time.
You've got to be kidding. Give me back my $30,000. $30,000? What you have done is a serious crime. We'll need you to come to the station to talk about this.
I don't know anything. I didn't do anything wrong. Daisuke, help me. I'm pregnant with your baby. Don't you think this is a bit much?
Yeah, that's right. She's carrying my child.
Yeah? She is pregnant, huh? You are hiding something, right, Reiko? What? You're not actually pregnant, are you? What the heck?
What? Not pregnant? What's going on?
A few years ago, when we were going through infertility treatments, Daisuke, you were diagnosed with azoospermia. You just assumed it was my fault and never came back to hear the results. This can't be happening.
Wait. So this pregnancy is a lie?
That's exactly what it means.
You said you needed money to book a maternity appointment. So I gave you $2,000. Where did that money go?
Reiko was trying to scam money from Daisuke too.
For this? I don't know anything. I didn't do anything wrong. This is all just a big misunderstanding.
We have all the evidence we need. Now come along.
Let go of me.
Stop resisting.
This is all your fault, sis.
We both got played, didn't we? Don't lump me in with you. What? I was swindled out of $30,000. That's a fact. But you've done more than that, haven't you? What? But I'm just as much a victim here. After cheating on Junko and lying to her, you have the nerve to say that? Cheating? It wasn't like that. It was just a bit of fun. Come on, Dad. You're a guy. You get it, right? I don't understand your mindset at all. You're just as guilty as the ones who deceived Junko. Ick. Junko, you understand me, don't you? I'm the victim here. Please, forgive me.
You've got some nerve playing the victim after everything you've done.
I couldn't help it. Cheating is just something guys do. And it's a wife's job to forgive that.
There it is again. A wife's job? That's all you ever talk about.
Come on. For the sake of your loving husband's reputation, don't abandon me.
Are you serious? Do you really think you're still loved?
What? We are married. Of course, we love each other.
Any love I had for you disappeared a long time ago.
But why?
You only cared about your reputation, never listened to a word I said, and blamed everything on me. How could I love someone like that? Just sign these papers already.
Junko, stop. That's too harsh. Who do you think you're talking to? Stop making her suffer even more. Ugh.
And finally, Daisuke signed the divorce papers. I'll be expecting a hefty alimony payment too.
Even after I got scammed out of $2,000? You brought this on yourself.
After the divorce, I told Lisa, the executive's wife, everything, including the reasons behind it. Soon enough, rumors spread throughout the company about how Daisuke cheated and nearly fell victim to a marriage scam.
I don't want to end up like Daisuke.
I feel very sorry for his ex-wife. He was also disowned by his father and lost his home, so he ended up living in an internet cafe.
This is so bad for my reputation.
The reputation he cared so much about will never recover. As for Reiko, more of her crimes came to light, and she was sentenced to prison.
The defendant is sentenced to imprisonment. Give me back my money.
She was also disowned by our parents, and of course, I cut ties with her too. On top of that, she's been hit with large compensation claims from the victims.
I'm so sorry.
Now she spends every night tormented by nightmares. My father-in-law ended up in a nursing home. Although he was heartbroken after the breakup, he's recently started joking about it, saying he's got an interesting story to tell.
I got scammed by a young woman. That's quite an experience.
As for me, I finally got a break from caregiving and started spending time with my friends again.
Junko, you've been so full of life lately.
Yeah, I've been enjoying every day. I've even found time for hobbies, and now every day feels brighter.
I'm a 35-year-old housewife. I've been married to my husband Takahiro for 10 years. We have 2 sons, ages 10 and 9, making us a family of 4. However, Takahiro hasn't been the best father since we got married. I first realized my dislike for Takahiro a few years after we got married, during a trip back to my parents' house. Hey, what's the plan for going back home for New Year's? The kids are 3 and 2, so we can't stay too long.
Yeah, about that. Your parents live far away. Why don't you take the boys and go by yourself?
What? At least come to say hello. My parents are going to make a special dinner for us.
A special dinner, huh? Your parents' food is too rustic for my taste. Everything is brown and not very festive, especially for New Year's.
That might be true, but do you remember last year? You complained so much that we ordered sushi instead. They're willing to do it again. During that previous visit, Takahiro was quite rude.
Even if they made osechi, it's all the same flavors. I'm bored of it. I'm going to grab a burger. Don't wait up for dinner.
Hey, you don't have to say it like that in front of my parents. If you're getting a burger, at least get some for everyone.
Burgers, with their intense flavors, don't suit the taste of your parents. They'll be happier with the osechi.
Still, I was about to argue with Takahiro, but my mom stopped me. It's okay. Our food is simple. And we're old. That's the truth. But...
Do you see? Even your mom says so. I'll be back soon.
Wait, if you're going, at least get something for the kids too.
Yeah, if I feel like it.
But when Takahiro came back a few minutes later, he only had a burger for himself.
The burgers are the best after all.
Honestly, I was embarrassed to have a husband like him. My brother Toru and his wife Sayaka were also there, and I could feel their judgment.
Seriously?
This is just... I'm so sorry. Really, I am. To make matters worse, my kids and their cousins saw Takahiro eating the burger and started making a fuss.
Mommy, I want a burger too. Where's ours?
I'm sorry. We'll talk about that. I swallowed my embarrassment and discussed the situation with my parents and my brother's family. I'm really sorry. I didn't expect this.
It's not your fault,
Let's figure out what to do now. How about we order sushi? The kids and Takahiro will like that. I feel so embarrassed about putting Takahiro on the same level as the young kids that I wanted to just disappear. The next day, my parents went out of their way to order expensive sushi for us.
Yay, sushi! Awesome! Yeah, this is what I wanted from the start. There's not much to do in the countryside, so at least we should have good food.
I couldn't help but sigh at Takahiro's arrogance. I'm really sorry, everyone. It's all because of Takahiro. It's fine. The kids are happy with the sushi, right?
Yeah, osechi probably doesn't suit their taste anyway.
It can't be helped. I'm so sorry. My family forgave me, but my distrust in Takahiro kept growing. The following year, Takahiro said he wouldn't go with us to my parents' house.
I'm not going to your parents' house. It's my holiday too, and I don't feel like I'm resting there. Besides, taking care of the kids is a hassle.
You never take care of the kids anyway. How dare you? Fine, I'll go with the kids by myself.
Yeah, do that. I might go on a solid hot spring trip. I've been saving up for it.
What a selfish person. But the kids need their father. I'll just have to endure it. From then on, I started to notice more of Takahiro's flaws.
Dad, play with us. Let's go to the park. Look, I'm tired from work. Ask Ma'am. But... No buts. You are old enough to understand that I'm tired. Can't you be considerate of your tired dad? Eek!
Hey, don't take it out on the kids. And it's not like I have free time either. I handle all the housework and childcare alone. Have you ever helped with their homework or asked them what happened at school? That's part of parenting too. If you can't do that, at least spend time with them on weekends.
What did you say? Don't act high and mighty. You were just a country bumpkin from a farming family. I was the one who married you, even though you were just a lowly country girl with a lousy job. You should be grateful and do as I say.
Don't talk like that. My family has helped you too.
How did they help me? Are you talking about the sushi they ordered during our visit?
I was speechless at Takahiro's outrageous words. Maybe he was just lashing out, but this had to be how he really felt.
Besides, it's my family that helps us more. We visit them several times a year.
That's because you force us. Honestly, it's a hassle. You always bring it up last minute. The kids don't like it, and your parents seemed uncomfortable too. Dragging the kids to your parents' house is just your selfishness.
Shut up. If you're a stay-at-home mom, you should manage it. There's no way they dislike me. I'm the breadwinner of this family. Come on, kids. You know that is more important and right than mom, right?
Making the kids feel awkward. What kind of person are you? Gradually, I realized that talking wouldn't help. Why did I marry such a man? I thought I could just endure it, but I'm reaching my limit. But divorce seems too extreme. What should I do? 7 years passed without me making any decision. The kids were then aged 10 and 9.
Mom, how long are we staying at Grandma and Grandpa's house this year? I want to play games with my cousins. They got the new one.
We have a long holiday this time, so maybe a week?
Yay! I can't wait. Hey, are you talking about going to your mom's parents' house for New Year's? This year, I'm coming too.
Huh? I was stunned by Takahiro's sudden announcement. He's the one who always said he wouldn't go. What's going on?
Aren't you guys happy? Dad's coming too. We all have lots of fun. No way. Dad, stay home. What? We are busy getting ready to play with our cousins. Let's go. Yeah.
With that, the kids went back to their rooms. Takahiro was left behind, stunned. The kids said they don't want you to come. I made plans assuming you wouldn't join us.
I get it. You told them to say that, didn't you? There's no way they would reject me. You are a coward trying to turn them against me.
Where do you get this confidence? You've never been involved in raising them. When they wanted to play, you always said you were tired. They're in elementary school now. They have lots of people they'd rather play with than you.
But they shouldn't talk to me like that. They are spoiled. I need to discipline them.
Stop it. You think yelling at the kids will solve everything? You're the one who's spoiled.
Shut up. Anyway, I'm going to keep up with you when you go home. I'm sure the kids are just embarrassed. I will handle my own preparations, okay?
Fine. Do whatever you want. But don't cause trouble for my parents or the kids. If you can't do that, don't come.
Yeah, I got it.
And then for New Year's, Takahiro actually came with us. But his behavior at my parents' house was the same as always.
I'm tired. Bring me some tea.
Get it yourself. I told you the barley tea is in the fridge. I'm busy unpacking.
I'm a guest here. I should be treated as one. It's your parents' house, so you should take care of me.
This guy is unbelievable. Excuse me, Ai. Can I talk to you for a moment? It was Sayaka. Oh, sure. Just a second.
Perfect timing. Sayaka, can you make me some tea? I's being useless. And what's for dinner tonight? I'm in the mood for beef balls. Should I go buy some for everyone?
Takahiro's usual selfishness finally pushed me to my limit. Enough is enough.
What?
I told you not to cause trouble if you were coming with us. But what have you done? You're trying to make Sayaka get you tea? Being picky about dinner? Do you really think you're in a position to act like this?
Huh? And you think you can talk back to me? You are just a lazy housewife who can't even get a job in the city because you are a country bumpkin.
Oh, so that's what you think of my daughter, Takahiro.
Oh no, that's not what I meant.
Then what did you mean? You always belittle our family, calling us country farmers. What was it? Didn't you say you took in a lowly country girl and supported her, despite acting all high and mighty at home? You're pretending to be nice here. Whoa, is that so?
No, that's not true. I just been stressed and taking it out on me.
Stressed? Sure, I'm stressed because of your selfishness. And it's you taking it out on the kids because things don't go your way, remember?
I wasn't taking it out on them. That was just discipline. I never scolded them, so I had to step in.
Excuse me, can I say something? Sayaka? The kids just told me, crying, that Takahiro ruined their playtime and yelled at them when they complained. What? Takahiro, is that true?
No, it was just discipline. They need to learn how to speak with adults properly.
So you think it's okay to break a child's precious game console for discipline? What? You threw it on the floor, stomped on it until it shattered, all because you lost a game and said kids should play outside. That's your idea of discipline.
Well, but that used to be normal. My dad did the same to me. It's just proper discipline.
Enough! Proper discipline. Normal. Don't make me laugh. What you did is a crime.
A crime? Don't exaggerate. It's a family matter.
Some things aren't excused just because it's family. And you didn't even know, but the console you broke wasn't ours. It belongs to Sayaka's kids. Our kids wanted to come over to my parents' house to play with it.
What? I'm sorry, but it's just a game console. I replace it, so don't be so mad.
You really don't get it, do you?
What?
Do you know why our kids are so eager to play games with their cousins? It's because of your low income. The allowance you give us is barely enough, and we have few relatives to get extra money from. We can't afford a game console and games with just New Year's gift. You always find an excuse not to buy them anything for their birthdays or Christmas. And the game you broke is so popular, it can't be bought at regular price anymore. Money can just fix this.
I didn't know. If you were struggling, you should have told me.
I told you many times. You just yelled, don't be greedy. And let's be clear. The only reason we've managed to get by is because my parents send us food regularly. The rice and vegetables are all from them. You bought a house and a loan despite your low income and refused to let me work. You always kept money for your hobbies, so you never noticed.
No way. You were saying it's all my fault? You never told me clearly. It's your fault, not mine.
I did tell you. You just didn't listen.
Mom! Oh, both of you. I'm really sorry. I didn't mean it that way. You can forgive your dad, right? No way! We don't need you, Dad! Never! Get out! No!
Why are you acting like a victim? Just leave already, like the kids said.
What?
Didn't you hear me? Go back to the house in the city you love so much. Don't worry about our stuff. I'll move it out when you're not there.
Wait, that sounds like we're getting divorced.
It's not that sounds like. We're getting divorced. I put up with you for the kids, but if they don't want you around, that's it. Alright, this conversation is over. Leave now. Or do you want the police involved for breaking the game? A lawyer, maybe?
Oh.
With that, Takahiro was kicked out of my parents' house. I made sure he was really gone before bowing deeply to everyone. I'm really sorry. My indecision caused trouble for everyone. It's okay. You only held out for the kids. Yeah, you've been strong.
We're sorry we couldn't help more.
Thank you, everyone. After that, as planned, I gathered our things and left the house with the mortgage. We moved into my parents' house. I felt bad for the kids having to change schools, but they've been strong and made new friends. Since my brother and his family live nearby, their cousins go to the same school.
Let's go to the park today. Yeah, let's go. Sure.
With such a supportive environment, I'm sure my sons will be fine. Meanwhile, Takahiro tried contacting me several times. I ignored him and proceeded with the divorce. But he showed up near my parents' house and tried to take the kids, so we had to call the police.
I'm their father. What's wrong with picking up my kids?
According to my sons, Takahiro grabbed them, and when they screamed, he tried to drag them away. There were many witnesses, so he couldn't talk his way out of it. Rumor has it that without the food my parents sent, Takahiro couldn't manage the finances and kept spending money selfishly. He couldn't keep up with the mortgage and ran back to his parents, but still couldn't give up on the kids, leading to his desperate actions.
You are no longer my son. Never come back here. Dad, don't abandon me.
I heard he was disowned by his own parents after that incident. At work, the attempted abduction got back to his company. Though he wasn't fired, he was put on suspension. It seems they're pushing him to resign, so it's only a matter of time before he's jobless.
Damn it, I didn't do anything wrong.
In a few weeks, our divorce will be finalized. If Takahiro tries anything like this again, he'll end up in jail for sure. As for me, I went back to my old job. Thank you for having me back. I look forward to working with you all again. At first, everyone looked at me with curiosity since I had come back from the city. But once they heard my story, they were just as angry as I was. He's a really terrible guy. We're here for you. Yeah, if you need anything, just let us know. Thank you so much, everyone. Takahiro always looked down on the countryside. It is true that the countryside has many traditions and social expectations that are not found in the city. But that doesn't mean the countryside is inferior to the city. There are stubborn people, but if you talk to them honestly, they can become your strongest allies. The countryside has its own charms, something you'd never understand Takahiro isolated in the city. My sons have also adapted well to country life, and they're thriving. Our future looks bright from here on out. I'm Miyako. I'm a 37-year-old office worker. I work at a very famous company. I've been steadily climbing the ranks, and if I do say so myself, I'm a high-earning elite. But I've got a big problem at home. Hey lady, I told you to buy snacks because my friends are coming over. She's Saki. She's my husband Jun's stepdaughter and an 11-year-old elementary school student. But she doesn't accept me as her mother. Oh yeah, I bought snacks. I got a big bag at the grocery store, so everyone can have some. What? Are you kidding me? Grocery store snacks? I go to an elite private school. If I serve grocery store snacks, I'll be laughed at. It's normal to at least have department store snacks. And it's even normal to offer cakes every time. That's why you're useless, you're thoughtless and boring. I'm sorry, but don't you think that's a bit harsh to say to your mom? Mom? Huh? You're not my mom. I don't even recognize you as my mom. Anyway, what about my allowance for this week? You promised me $100 every week. Saki, I don't think a kid should have that much money. How about $100 a month instead? Whoa, you really don't get it. At my school, it's normal to have brand name clothes and bags. Do you want me to look shabby and get mocked? That's not what I meant. Then hand over the allowance is the least you can do. Alright, here's your allowance for this week. You should have given it from the start. I won't say thank you. I got married when Saki was 6. She used to go to a regular daycare. But right after we got married, my husband Jun suggested something unexpected.
Miyako, you earn a lot. So how about enrolling Saki in an elite private school?
We can afford it, but don't those schools require a lot of parental involvement? I'm really busy with work and might not be able to participate in events.
Oh, if that's the issue, I'll quit my job and become a stay-at-home dad.
What?
My income has never even come close to yours, so this is a great opportunity.
I guess that's true, but still, the way you say it.
Come on. I'll handle the childcare and housework, and you can focus on your job.
In the end, despite my reservations, I decided to enroll Saki in the elite private school. However, she started picking up bad habits there and became increasingly spoiled and demanding to the point where it was impossible to ignore her behavior. Sure, it's tough if she gets mocked at school, but this is too much. I have some responsibility for leaving the child rearing to Jun, but I should talk to him about this. When I brought it up to Jun, his reaction was cold. Jun, about Saki's spending habits.
So what? We have the money. It would be a waste not to use it.
We have money, but I'm the one earning it. It's not unlimited.
Oh, so you're rubbing it in my face that I don't work? You agreed I'll be a stay-at-home dad. I handle the housework and childcare, so don't complain.
That's not what I meant.
Then what? Oh, I get it. You're jealous because Saki doesn't see you as her mom. Don't worry about it. It's natural she doesn't warm up to you since you are never home.
There's no point talking to Jun. Maybe my mother-in-law will understand. Desperate, I called my mother-in-law. Hello, mother-in-law? Miyako, what's the matter? Well, actually, after explaining the situation, my mother-in-law spoke seriously. I've kept this quiet, but Jun's ex-wife, Ryoko, left after racking up debt. What? She always had a spending problem, and I was worried. She spent money without thinking, and suddenly she was in debt. Then she left Jun and baby Saki, saying she didn't need a poor man. Maybe Saki inherited that from Ryoko. I see. If that's the case, it's not Saki's fault. I need to face this head on. The next day, I called Saki into the living room. Lady, what's up? I'm busy updating my social media. Social media? To show off the brand bag you bought today? Yeah, so what? I bought it with my allowance and I can spend my money how I want. Oh, there's a new brand release coming, so I need an extra $300. I have to put my foot down. Saki, it's not right for a grade schooler to have so much money. You'll have problems in the future with this attitude. From now on, you'll get $100 a month. What? Even $100 a month is a lot. Try managing with that amount. It's for your own good. What? That's not enough. I need at least $500 a week to keep up with the brands. You want me to be an outcast at school? That's not what I want. But there are more important things to prioritize. Stop making excuses. The only thing you can do for me is to give me money. Even Dad and Mom said you're just a boring woman who earns money. What? Dad and Mom? Oh no. Saki's face turned pale. Saki, what do you mean by mom? Do you have another mom besides me? I don't know. I'm going to bed. What is going on? Could it be? I started secretly watching Jun and Saki without them noticing. A week later, I quietly returned home and overheard a critical conversation. Hey, Dad! Where are we going on vacation next month?
Let's see. We have been to all the domestic spots. Let's go abroad.
Yay! Mom's coming too, right?
Yeah, Miyako has a long business trip. So we'll enjoy a family trip with just you, me, and Mom.
Yay! I only have one mom.
That's right. Ryoko is your only mom.
This can't be real. So Jun's been seeing his ex-wife all this time and Saki knew? Stunned by the situation, I listened to even harsher words from them.
But really, I'm glad I married Miyako. She's a perfect money source.
Yeah, that clueless woman doesn't even know she's just being milked for money. I stood there in shock, but gradually, I felt anger rising within me. This is unforgivable. I'll make them pay for this. I carried out my revenge on the day I told Jun and Saki I was going on a business trip. Pretending to leave for work, I timed my return perfectly. I'm home.
Miyako?
Lady, what are you doing here? Well, what do you think? By the way, you sure have a lot of luggage. Looks like you're heading out on a family trip? What's going on? At first, they looked uncomfortable as I questioned them, but then they started to act defiantly.
Who cares? I'm just taking Saki on a little trip.
Yeah, I'm just going on a fun family trip with Dad. You're not even my real mom, so get lost. That was the last straw for me. Fine, I'll leave. I'm not your real mom anyway.
What?
Didn't you hear me? I said I'm divorcing you and leaving this house, and I won't give you another cent.
You were joking, right?
You're just going to abandon us without money? Yes, that's right. From now on, you'll have to fend for yourselves. What?
You can't just do that. Remember, you are the one asking for a divorce. I'll demand alimony and child support. Don't think you can escape us.
Hey, if Lady and Dad get divorced, that's actually good for us. Get out and never come back. The ones who need to leave are you two, right? Father-in-law, mother-in-law?
What? Jun.
You.
Dad? Mom? What are you doing here?
Miyako told us everything about how awful you've been.
I doubted it at first, but to think you've become such a terrible person. You can't say that. I was just taking my daughter on a trip with the money Miyako earned. What's so wrong about that?
It's not just that. You weren't just going on a trip with Saki, were you?
What do you mean?
Jun, Saki, what's all the noise about? Oh, Ryoko, long time no see.
Since the divorce, right? 5 years?
Father-in-law? Mother-in-law? This isn't what it looks like. Yes, we're divorced, but Saki needs a mother, so we sometimes meet up.
You were living it up with Miyako's money, weren't you?
No, that's not. Don't try to lie. We have all the evidence. Nice to meet you, Ryoko. I'm Miyako, Jun's second wife. I found these when I went through Jun's wallet. These are receipts from your little trips together, right? Here's a fancy restaurant. And here's for your brand name clothes. You sure spent a lot. You know it's theft to use someone else's money without permission, right? You'll be paying it all back. No way. Stop it! Don't talk to my mom like that, lady. Your job is to earn money. You get a big salary, so stop whining about a little spending. What?
Yeah, Saki's right. You complain about her spending, but this is normal for rich elites. You are just a stingy, nagging woman who only cares about earning money. That's why we brought Ryoko back to be Saki's mom.
Exactly. Using your money for Saki is only fair. Don't act high and mighty when you don't even do housework or childcare. What? This is unbelievable. They're really doubling down.
Saki is the one suffering.
Yeah, apologize. That's right. Huh. Saki's suffering? I don't think so. She's not my daughter after all. What? Why do you look so shocked? You've always said I'm not your mom. Isn't this what you wanted? Well, yeah, but still. Don't give me that it was just a joke or I didn't mean it. Nonsense. You have your real mom, Ryoko, don't you? Well, I don't know if she'll take care of you. After all, you've been using my money to hire babysitters for housework and childcare, right?
How do you know that?
It wasn't hard to find out. I thought it was strange that the housework was always clean even though Jun never did housework. I hoped he was at least handling things while I worked. But to be betrayed like this...
Dad, Mom, help me. Please, convince Miyako. Jun, we're done with you.
From now on, you're on your own.
No way. Dad, Mom, you are abandoning me? Don't act like a victim. You brought this on yourself.
If it gets really bad, we'll take care of Saki. But you won't live in luxury anymore. No way! Dad, we'll be okay, right? We'll get alimony and child support from Lady and live like before, right?
Well...
Yeah, Mom and Dad can remarry. And Lady will have to support us. Mom and Dad love each other. And it's better if that unknowing woman leaves us alone. Seeing Saki's lack of remorse, I finally snapped. Enough! You don't seem to understand, so I'll make it clear. What you did is theft and infidelity. In court, you'll be the ones paying alimony and you'll handle child support yourselves. I calculated the money you've spent. It's about $100,000. You didn't save any of it, and your accounts are empty? That's no excuse. I'll hire a lawyer and make sure you pay it all back. Get ready. Oh, and one more thing. You need to leave this house. I bought it with my money. I'm not planning to live here anymore, so I'll sell it as soon as you're gone.
No, please forgive me, Miyako. Ryoko tricked me. I won't contact her anymore, and I'll stop living lavishly. Just don't kick us out.
What? You're blaming me? You said I could use your wife's money, so I took you back. You traitor? Dad, Mom! They're throwing each other under the bus in front of their child. This is just pathetic. Saki, I'm not hurtless. I'll give Jun enough money to live on for a while. If you stop living extravagantly and live within your means, you'll get by. But you need to change your ways. You don't want to end up like your dad and mom, do you? That's settled then. Jun and Saki, pack your things and leave. This isn't your home anymore.
Wait! Miyako!
Mom, don't leave me! It was too late for any pleas. I felt a sense of relief as I got rid of the parasites feeding off my wealth. After that, Jun and I divorced officially. Since he had been taking care of Saki, he got custody. Naturally, Saki couldn't continue her previous lifestyle and transferred to a public school. I'm supposed to be special, an elite. People tried to accept her, but her arrogant behavior made it hard for her to make friends. After the divorce, as expected, they quickly spent the money I left them.
Why is there no money left?
It's your fault for not saving any. You should have made more money for me to spend.
What? Don't be ridiculous. You spoiled woman.
Eventually, they separated, but since I sued both Jun and Ryoko for alimony, neither could escape their debt. They would pay for betraying and deceiving me. Later on, Saki, abandoned by Jun and Ryoko, was taken in by her grandparents. They taught her proper manners and financial sense. I'm not the one to blame. She still showed no signs of remorse, so it would be a long time before she could lead a decent life. As for me, I focused on my work more than ever and lived a fulfilling life. I continued to rise in my career, and I'm set to become a department head soon.
Congratulations, Miyako.
Congrats! Thank you. After the divorce, I stayed away from romance, but recently I met a wonderful man through work. He respected my work ethic and dedication.
Seeing you work so hard, Miyako, really inspires me.
Oh, thank you. Our relationship grew from these simple conversations. He appreciated my commitment to my work, not my income or status. That's why I fell for him. And today, I have a date with him, which I've been eagerly waiting.
Miyako, I love you. I know you've been through a lot in the past, but please, can you trust me?
Of course. I know I can trust you. We will likely get married soon. But I'm confident that our relationship will be nothing like my marriage with Jun. He sees me as a person, not just for my money. With thoughts of a bright future, I snuggled close to the one I love. I'm Yuika. My husband Ken and I both work full-time. Yuika, please check these documents. Sure, I'll check them. My job is going well, and I've been promoted. Now I even have a few subordinates. Is there anything you're struggling with? Feel free to ask me anything. Nope. Actually, Yuika, you're always so dedicated and helpful, even though you have your own work to do. Looking out for everyone is part of my job. Don't worry about it. Yuika. My subordinates seem to like me and my boss trusts me a lot. I enjoy my job, but there is one problem. That problem is, I'm home.
Hey, it's already 10 p.m. You must be really busy to be working this late.
Ken.
I got off at 7 p.m. It's not that they trust me with important tasks.
When I get home, my husband Ken makes sarcastic remarks like this. It all started when I got promoted. Ken, guess what? I got promoted!
Oh, congratulations.
It looks like I'll be busier from now on. Miku is already in elementary school, so she doesn't need as much attention. I can focus more on work, right?
Yeah, as long as you don't overdo it.
What's wrong, Ken? You don't seem very happy for me.
Shut up. I don't care about your promotion.
Oh, Ken. Later, I found out that Ken was being sidelined at work. He had been part of a big project, but it failed because of his mistake. Since then, Ken was taken off the fast track and no one expected much from him anymore. He couldn't handle such an environment and quit his job. Now he has a new job, but he's not highly regarded there either, and his income is lower than mine.
It must be nice being a trusted boss. You seem to enjoy your work.
I understand how Ken feels, but he doesn't need to take it out on me. Hi, Mommy. Oh, hi, Miku.
Miku and I already had dinner. Your beloved work is more important than Miku, right?
No one said that. Why would you say that in front of Miku?
Oh, did I hit a nerve? My bad.
That's not what I meant. Are you and Daddy fighting?
We are not fighting, Miku. Let's go play a game together, okay?
Ken took Miku to his room. I was left to have dinner alone. He doesn't have to be so mean. After that, he kept making snide comments at me.
Oh, look, it's Yuika coming home late from work again. Oops, sorry, I already had dinner without you. There's no food left for you, so just grab something.
He's always been sarcastic, but it's gotten worse lately. He's so over the top with it that I finally snapped at him. Do you have to be so sarcastic all the time? Did something happen at work again? Are you planning on switching jobs again? As soon as I said that, Ken's face turned red with anger.
What do you know? I am given worthless tasks and people call me a slacker behind my back. How could you understand my misery?
Ken yelled and smashed a vase on the floor. I was terrified of the shattered glass. Ken!
Don't you ever talk back to me like that again. You got it?
After he yelled at me, I couldn't say anything. Mommy? After Ken left the room, Miku peeked in, looking worried. Oh, Miku, I'm sorry. You were scared, right? Don't come in here. There's broken glass. Daddy's been angry a lot lately. He says mean things to me too. What does he say? He says that you act all high and mighty, but you're really not that great. He says you just butter people up. What? I worked hard to get to where I am. Saying I just butter people up is a total insult. And telling Miku this feels like he's trying to manipulate her against me. Miku, Daddy's just tired. Please don't hate him. I won't hate him, but I want you and Daddy to get along. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Everything will be fine. I decided that I would not let Ken manipulate our child against me.
Hey, since it's your day off, how about doing some housework? What's with the attitude? You're a woman. You should do housework. I usually do it, you know?
Since he said that, I started doing the housework silently.
Hey, what's with the attitude?
What attitude? I'm just doing the housework like you said.
I don't like your defiant attitude. You are useless except for work. So don't get cocky.
Ken grabbed a plate from my hand and smashed it on the floor. Hey! Was it necessary to break the plate? No, it wasn't. Why did you do that?
Shut up. Don't talk back to a man.
Ken always threatens me by breaking things nearby, probably thinking that directly hurting me would get him in legal trouble. He hasn't physically harmed me, but the sound of breaking things close by is terrifying. Even if I try to be strong, when Ken breaks something right in front of me, it scares me, revealing my fear.
Hey, you are shaking. Acting tough but scared out of your mind. Clean up that mess.
Even at home, there's no peace because of Ken's constant intimidation. But if I don't come home, who knows what he might do to Miku? I have no choice but to endure Ken's irrational anger.
Hey, Yuika, are you okay?
Huh? What do you mean?
Well, you seem really worn out lately. Are you getting enough rest?
Yeah, I'm resting enough. I'm fine.
But you work so hard and you have a little kid at home. Isn't it tough?
It's fine. Miku's already in elementary school and my husband helps out. Wait, didn't you say your husband is pretty awful?
What?
This isn't the time for that. But even I can see you're worn out, Yuika. It's not just work, right? What's happening at home? Nothing. Don't worry about it. Busyness at work and stress at home. The combination of these two factors has started to affect my health. I can't let everyone worry, so I've been throwing myself into work to ignore it. But it had the opposite effect.
Yuika, you are amazing.
Oh, thank you. I worked so hard that I got promoted again. Normally, I'd be happy, but Ken's face flashed in my mind.
What's wrong? You should be happy about your promotion.
Oh, of course, thank you. I tried my best to appear happy in front of the CEO. I thought about keeping it from Ken, but decided it wouldn't help, so I told him when I got home. So because I worked hard, I got promoted again.
Duh!
Ken let out a big sigh. After a long silence, he said,
You slept with the CEO, didn't you?
What?
There's no other way. Women can get promoted easily if they sleep with the boss. It must be nice.
How can you say that? I got promoted because of my hard work.
Shut up. I never thought you were that kind of woman. I make sure Miku doesn't turn out like you.
Miku has nothing to do with this. No matter how much I argued, Ken was convinced I slept with the CEO. He refused to talk it out. I realized there was no point in arguing and decided to ignore his insults. This man wouldn't listen to me no matter what I said. My negative feelings for Ken gradually turned into indifference. One day, when I got home from work, something had changed.
Welcome home. You must have had a tough day. You were always working so hard.
Huh?
Hey, what's wrong? Your husband is welcoming you home. Be happy.
Well, it's kind of creepy when you suddenly act like this.
Creepy? That's hurtful. I'm just genuinely trying to appreciate you.
No, seriously, stop. It's really unsettling.
What's your problem? I'm being nice. And you should be grateful.
Seeing Ken's sarcastic attitude actually made me feel relieved. Oddly, his usual behavior is now a comfort to me, showing how desensitized I've become. So what's with the sudden change in attitude?
Actually, I have a chance at a promotion.
A promotion?
Yeah, if it goes well, my salary will skyrocket and I might get a lot more subordinates. I have always been an elite, and now I'm finally getting on the fast track. It's about time.
Ken was so happy about the potential promotion that he kept talking about it even after I'd heard enough.
Of course, I'm a man. There's no way a man like me should be outdone by a woman like you.
What's that supposed to mean? Are you saying women are inferior to men?
Yeah, aren't they?
What?
Of course they are. Women are always complaining, taking breaks, and relying on men. There's nothing they are better at.
Don't be ridiculous. I've worked hard and achieved more than many men. My promotions are based on my efforts.
Yeah, sure. We all know you only got promoted because you slept with the CEO.
You? Not only was he belittling me, but he was also insulting all women. I knew Ken looked down on others, but I didn't realize he held such a low opinion of women in general.
Anyway, no matter how many times you get promoted, I'll always believe you slept with the CEO.
That's not true, and you know it. No matter how much I argued, Ken wouldn't listen. He was only focused on his own promotion and kept bragging about it, even though it wasn't confirmed yet. Little did I know that Ken's attitude would lead to something unexpected.
Yuika, I hate to ask you this so soon after your promotion, but can you handle a new project?
Of course, sir. What's the project?
We have an upcoming meeting with a potential new client. I want you to be there and handle the negotiations.
I'm honored, but are you sure it's okay to give me such a big responsibility right after my promotion?
Why? Is there a problem?
No, not at all. I'm honored and a bit surprised, that's all.
Good. The meeting is next week. They should have a variety of proposals. So please be prepared to present our minimum conditions.
I got it. I was thrilled to be given such a big project right after my promotion. I didn't care about Ken and just wanted to focus on doing my job well. Mommy, you seem happy. Oh, Miku, my job is going really well and it just makes me happy. Wow, when you're happy, I'm happy too. Thanks, Miku.
Oh, are you feeling proud of the job you got by sleeping with the CEO, huh?
Ken. I didn't let Ken's words get to me anymore. His remarks were just like air to me. I ignored him completely.
What's this? Are you ignoring me? Whatever. I'm too busy with my own big project to worry about you.
If that's the case, then just stop talking to me. It's not that I wanted him to talk to me in the first place. After rambling on about himself, Ken finally went back to his room. Mommy! Miku seemed to notice the tension from me ignoring Ken and looked worried. Don't worry, Miku. But Daddy's always saying bad things about you lately. I see. I know you're working hard, and I don't like it when he says mean things about you. You're so kind, Miku. I'm on your side, Mommy. Thank you. With Miku's encouragement, I decided to stop worrying about Ken and focus only on my work and Miku. Then came my first big task after the promotion.
Alright, Yuika, I'm counting on you.
Yes, leave it to me. I moved to the meeting room to wait for the client. Soon they arrived.
I'm sorry for keeping you waiting. I'm from Scat Corp. What?
Huh? What? Ken? Scat Corp?
What's going on, Ken? Oh,
What's the meaning of this, Ken? When you changed jobs, it wasn't to Scat Corp. When did you join them?
well, this is... First, let's exchange business cards.
Oh, sorry, I'm his wife.
What? You are Ken's wife? Hey, why didn't you tell me your wife worked at this company? Well, I've been so caught up in my own stuff, I didn't even think about my wife's company.
That's not important. You said you only switched jobs once. When did you join Scat Corp?
Once? Actually, madam. Ken joined our company after already switching jobs once before. So technically, he's changed jobs twice. What? And his tenure at the previous company was just 1 month. Apparently, it was a bad fit, so he quit quickly.
So that's what happened. His pride stopped him from telling me the truth.
No, Yuika. I wasn't hiding it. I just thought it wasn't worth mentioning, since I was there for only a month.
We're married. You think it's okay not to tell me you quit a job after 1 month? That's ridiculous.
But madam, I heard that you and Ken have a very harmonious home life. We love to build that same kind of relationship with your company.
Harmonious? Wait, what are you talking about?
Oh, no. Well, Ken told us he does all the housework, always speaks lovingly to you, adores your child, and that everything is perfect at home.
What?
No, Yuika, it's not like that. There's a reason for this.
It turns out Ken had been lying to make himself look good, trying to impress his boss. How could anyone see our home life as harmonious? It's beyond me. I'm sorry, but that's a complete misunderstanding. Ken and I are far from harmonious. In fact, we're on the brink of divorce.
Divorce? Yuika, calm down. What are you talking about?
Do you think I can stay calm? I'm just trying to keep everything straight. I can't stay with a man who lies like you.
Yuika! Regardless, I hope we can still discuss the contract between our companies.
We'll handle the contract objectively, but I suggest Scat Corp take a closer look at this man's habit of lying. Trusting him too much could lead to losses.
Losses? Yuika, you were joking about the divorce, right? You're not serious, are you? What about Miku?
Don't worry about Miku. I make enough to support her, and she'll side with me if we divorce.
No, that's too much. I love you both. How can you talk about divorce?
You love me? What part of you breaking things and yelling shows love? That's not love.
Wait, Yuika! Ken, make sure this situation doesn't jeopardize the contract. If it does, you'll be held responsible. Wait, boss! That's not fair!
Don't worry, we'll evaluate the contract separately from Ken's actions.
Thank you, but... Why are you looking at me? Yuika said it herself. If the contract fails, it's not my fault.
I didn't exactly say that.
Anyway, it seems we can't have a proper discussion under these circumstances. I'll give you the documents, so I hope you will consider it positively. Wait, don't go. I'm not ready to leave yet. Quiet. We are leaving. Yuika, please don't leave me.
Ken cried and begged, but I ignored him. After reviewing the documents, there were no appealing offers, and Scat Corp couldn't accept their terms, so the deal was off. Ken was blamed and ended up sidelined at work again. After that, I became so appalled by Ken's constant lying that I decided to divorce him. After the divorce, Ken quit his job. I don't know what he's doing now, but I've heard rumors that he's working part-time somewhere. Having lost his family and his job, he's living a pretty miserable life. After the divorce, I took Miku and moved back to my parents' house. They helped take care of Miku while I focused on my job. I was worried Miku might feel lonely, but she's opened up to my parents, so it seems my worries were unfounded. I hope this happy life continues.